Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2018 Austrian Open Darts Championship here in Graz. Time to meet our players for match number 6 of the evening. A PDC world ranking of 85, the winner of many tournaments throughout the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to welcome the Mirror Man, Simon Stevenson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to welcome a PDC World Championship quarter-finalist and the reigning PDC Unicorn Youth Champion of the world. It's the Dream Maker, Dimitri Van den Bergh.
A typically understated entrance from Dimitri Van den Bergh, totally lacking in confidence as always ahead of this opening match at the Austrian Darts Open for the World Youth Champion. Hasn't really happened for Van den Bergh though on the European Tour so far this year. A first round exit in Leverkusen, didn't qualify for Munich, and a second round defeat last weekend at the hands of the world champion Rob Cross without winning a leg. So perhaps something to work with here for Van den Bergh. Certainly improvement to be made, but up against a man who a couple of years ago really made a big impression on the PDC Tour, having won his tour card at Q School in 2016. Didn't really happen for him last year though, had to win his tour card back at the start of this year, but still Paul Nicholson, a player who has to be respected. Simon Stevenson.
Oh, definitely, and especially in the final for qualifying for this event, because he took me to school.
Well, I wasn't going to mention that, but as you have.
I definitely was. I've got to pay him a lot of respect.
Yeah.
And we spent a lot of time with Simon in the last 24 hours.
We have indeed, yeah. We've had a bit of a journey, literally.
We'll get into that in a minute. But two characters who couldn't be any more different if they tried. One understated and likes to be away from the cameras and just doing his own thing. The other one can't get enough of the limelight, and he's someone who brings a lot of smiles to a lot of people's faces.
Yeah, Van den Bergh is half the age of Simon Stevenson. That's just one indication of where they are in their respective lives and careers. But really hoping that Simon Stevenson couldn't produce something here. Something on a par with what he was doing 2 years ago on a very consistent basis on the floor events
to throw first
on the Pro Tour.
Game on.
It'll be good memories for Simon Stevenson because he made his European Tour debut in this tournament a couple of years ago. Lots happened in the last 2 years. He's taken a few things on the chin. He's had some highs and some lows. But through all of that, the one thing he has kept is respect from his professionals.
140.
He's a better player now than he's ever been, in my opinion.
Yeah, 2016, Stevenson continually reached the latter stages of floor tournaments. He also qualified for the 2017 World Championship at the first time of asking. He lost to Zoran Lerchbacher, incidentally, in the prelims for that. Never really happened, though, for him last year. Just the one last 16 appearance on the Pro Tour. Conversely, for Bergh, everything did happen. World Championship quarter-finalist, World Youth Champion at Minehead at the end of November as well. And just underlining every ounce of promise that he's shown as a youngster. It all came good last year on the development tour as well. He's done wonders during his stint there as well. He had that really good balance, I thought, between development tour and the senior stuff as well, and mixing it well with the European tour material as well.
He's playing a lot of darts, and for someone of his fitness, his youth, that's the best thing for him. And when he was winning a lot of those events and putting in a lot of big performances, his confidence soared.
171.
What a thing to do when Simon Stevenson's on a bogey number. Brilliant, brilliant darts from the World Youth Champion. Things are expected of Dimitri Bergh, but we have to take our foot off the accelerator sometimes and believe that not everything will come at once. He becomes a senior professional now. Double 18. Is double 9 going to be awkward?
Potentially.
Shouldn't be now, it's a great guide.
Yeah, used it very well. Bergh holds for a 1-0 lead.
Game on.
Yeah, this is only Stevenson's fourth appearance in Europe. He, as you say, made his debut here 2 years ago. Beat James Wilson 6-5 in his opener before losing to Ian White.
100.
A couple of further appearances on the European stage since then. As for Bergh, well, never went beyond the third round of any of the tournaments he played in last year. He qualified for 8 of them. So that's a good record in itself. But only getting to the final day on 3 occasions. But looking a bit more lively this weekend than he has perhaps so far this year.
Yeah, just a bit.
So far, early days, but just looks to
100.
have rediscovered a bit of confidence here.
Dare we see it?
Yeah, you can say all you like, Paul. It ain't going to happen.
109.
Maybe we should say nothing for the next 20 seconds and just look, and perhaps
60.
it might be the time.
Do you want to call it? Over to you. Paul Nicholson to call the first 9 darter on the European Tour.
Go on, Dimmy. The curse is still there.
129.
My head is in my hands.
Ross Smith, if you're watching, it's safe. That would have been the first European Tour 9 darter in 5 years, but it's not to be.
Oh, so close.
81. Dimitri requires
Happens on a weekly basis now. It was Rob Cross last week, Dimitri this time, but the composure of Dimitri went back to the table and just said, win the leg. He's done that. That's a very good leg from Dimitri Bergh. The
third leg, Dimitri
maturity of this young man is astounding. It really does astound me. When I was his age, I was all about just trying to be as excited as possible, but he's so switched on, so level-headed, and so talented.
59.
No wonder we're talking about him being the future with a lot of other young stars.
Just seems to handle himself so well also, you know, you just see him around the place and he just seems, you know, he's obviously full of life and full of beans at the age of 23, and little wonder really. But he just seems to have a level head about him. Good character. I like just the way he goes about his business off the oche and on the oche when he's at a European Tour weekend. I think he's
98.
handling it all really well.
Well, I think he's been raised right. His dad was a very good player. His dad was with him at the World Championships when he was having that amazing run and that great quarter-final.
100.
Obviously, the lessons that you learn from your parents do transfer, and it's a testament to them, to the young man that they've got on the oche right now. Oh, what a visit. What a lead.
Yeah. And he's carving out a very nice living for himself as well. mentioned the quarterfinal of the World Championship, mentioned the World Youth Championship. He also
100.
made the last 8 of the World
Record
Series finals as well.
107.
So since the start of November, you know, he's earned more than £68,000. Vandenberg looking at 170, or at least he was. Stevenson, though, on 180, looking for a foothold here.
96.
But no sign of getting one in this leg, you'd have thought.
Well, Vandenberg is averaging north of 110, way north of it, in fact. And Simon Stevenson's averaging 3 figures,
100.
but it's not good enough right now.
Well, he's not had a
Review
dart at a double,
requires
which
74.
embellishes it slightly.
74 for Vandenberg and a 3-0 lead to compound the misery of Simon Stevenson. 20 in tops.
Good guide.
He's got room to the right now.
Yeah, excellent guide, excellent second darts, but
54.
doesn't make the most of that space
Time you require
to the right-hand
80.
side. Stevenson looking at 80 here. Yeah, 20 tops here for Stevenson.
Aim
Yeah.
shot in the third leg.
Gradual
Simon Stevens.
The ladder
Movement
shot.
up the board, yep, the ladder
Full
shot.
leg Simon to throw first. Game on.
You mentioned about Simon. We had a bit of time with him yesterday. It took him pretty much bang on 15 hours from door to door to get to Graz. And we were in Heathrow Airport with him
140.
when we found out that the second leg of our journey from Vienna to Graz was cancelled, so we ended up getting a coach from Vienna to here.
100.
So he left his house at 5:30 in the morning, got here at 8:30 in the evening. So that's a long journey.
Yeah, we spent a bit of time with him at
100.
Vienna Airport and armed ourselves with sandwiches and drinks and made our way here.
We saw some beautiful Austrian countryside. The commitment that some of these players make to get to these events has got to be applauded.
115.
Yeah, it's not an easy journey. It's a difficult place to get to, especially when you live in the West Country, as Stevenson does. He hails from Plymouth, of course.
Ever been to Plymouth?
100.
I have, yeah, when I was much younger.
Beautiful place. I did an exhibition with Simon about 18 months ago. Myself, Simon and Raymond van Barneveld, and people down there were absolutely brilliant. Gave us a great night. Love to go back there sometime. People were so friendly.
59.
But Simon Stevenson that night actually beat Raymond van Barneveld. What he'd give for a victory from this position, but that's a good first start. Doesn't have to go for this. So a 60 will leave double 12. And that's perfectly done,
137.
showing some of that form that he showed in qualifying when he only dropped 3 legs against myself and James Richardson.
It's taken him a while to get going here, Stevenson, but he is looking very lively now, especially as far as squaring this matchup is concerned.
24.
Double 12 then for Stevenson, although Vandenberg is lurking on 52. And that's nicely done.
Full flag.
Using that first start very well indeed. Never looked troubled there.
Well, one thing that Simon Stevenson has changed in the last year or so, he's gone to a shorter flight,
57.
a shorter stem, and the flight itself is a lot smaller. It's pretty much the exact same flight that Justin Pike uses, who spends a lot of time with her from the same area of England.
41.
And since then, just noticed that the angle of entry for Simon Stevenson is very flat, but because the flight is so small, it goes in so quickly. I'd love to see the aerodynamics of his dart, because it must just shoot through the air.
94.
He doesn't hyperextend the arm, he almost prods the dart in and keeps the elbow at about 35 degrees. Just prods it in there, as that side
100.
angle shows us. Those darts go in so flat and so quick. And when he's playing well, he gets them so close together.
Well, he has certainly been more consistent this year on the Pro Tour, at least
60.
anyway. Made the semi-finals of one of those Pro Tour events. He beat Darryl Gurney 6-0 in the second Players' Championship event of this year, by the way.
Gets some going.
Which I've overlooked. That was in the last 32.
60.
He's had 4 successive last 32 appearances, so he's found a level there as well. It's just given him a platform on which to build. I think if he can make inroads in 1 or 2 of these European Tour events, it will do him the world of good. But Vandenberg here,
140.
Notice the little fist pump from Dimitri van den Bergh as if to say that's a good shot. No being disappointed about only hitting a 140 there.
60.
Goes to show
150.
the mindset of the Belgian. 150. He's not going to go 3 bulls, we know that. 90 left. Treble 18. 4 double. For a showstopper.
114.
Unlucky.
2 big finishes he's missed now.
Well, yeah, but you suspect he may well tidy up at the next visit. 36 in the order of merit, Dimitri van den Bergh right now as well. 37th on the Pro Tour order of merit. So targeting a place in the top 32 will be the next objective for him. He might not be too far away either. As van den Bergh finds double 18. There is a bit of a gap at the moment between 32 and 33. Christobi just outside the top 32 in the world right now. So there is a bit of ground to make up, but van den Bergh certainly moving in the right direction.
99.
Just off the top of my head, I'm not going to guess about this, but is Dimitri van den Bergh currently in a World Cup spot with Kim Huybrechts?
I would have thought so. I'm guessing, but it's an educated guess. I'm
Because Ronnie Huybrechts has played with Kim for the last few
100.
years, but Dimitri's had such a good time of it. We'll get that checked. And what a team that would be. Kim Huybrechts and Dimitri van den Bergh for Belgium in Frankfurt in about 6 to 7 weeks.
Yeah, and I suspect Belgium might do pretty well at the FIFA World Cup as well this year.
They're in the same group as England, aren't they?
Could be a very good double for them.
140.
It's been a very good quality match, this. And I expected it to be. Simon Stevenson is not laying down for anybody. He's here to win.
95.
He's going to spend 15 hours on the road. He's going to make the most of this experience and try and get a win. He's in a great position to draw level at 3-3.
Van den Bergh sensing an opportunity here for a break, though.
127.
This may have to go, Simon. Lovely first start. Finds the treble 17 as well. He's now looking at double 8. And what about that? Simon Stevenson, a 1-2-7 checkout. Silencing the crowd here.
Game on.
And what an important hold of throw that was, because Van den Bergh, I'm pretty sure, would have been very confident of coming back there.
That was absolutely sublime from the Plymouth man.
60.
That was positively vintage Simon Stevenson. And that's about as big a celebration as you get from the mild-mannered gentleman. That was just such a good finish. After Dimitri hit that 180 and put all the pressure on him, he was up to it. He's playing so well right now, and this is a game, all right.
Yeah, it's just simmering along nicely, this. There's been some high-quality stuff so far from these two, as we perhaps anticipated there would be.
140.
Well, Dimitri van den Bergh has hit Simon Stevenson with every mirror in his house, the kitchen and the bathroom sink, and he still can't get rid of him. He's averaging 109, Dimitri.
42.
Simon's averaging around about the 100 mark. He's thinking to himself, what have I got to do to get rid of this guy? Well, the upside is, Dimitri, if this does go 5-5, you'll have the darts. But he doesn't want that. He wants to put in a spurt right now and get some distance. He's doing the right thing.
Yeah, he's not been sidetracked here, Van den Bergh, by the, I assume, I've got to say, it must be a disappointment of losing that last leg. He must have sensed that was a real opportunity. He's been pegged back, but he's just getting on with it. And he's got himself down to a finish of 161. Okay, it's on his throw, but that's all he can do for now.
There's the one. Got to hit it at some point. That's the positive outlook. It's the glass is half full.
Now, could this be the visit that allows
41.
Stevenson back in? Just 41, okay. Down to Shanghai. Stevenson, can he apply any significant pressure?
Didn't need that 7.
47.
No, he
2
can't.
visits to forget.
Dimitri, you require
So it's as you were.
It is. Still not down to a finish. Van den Bergh, 6 starts from here. Plenty of room for manoeuvre. Doesn't find the treble, but he will be back.
100.
Oh, 140 would be very handy. Not going to get it now.
70.
Oh, well, this is just
Dimitri,
going a little bit
require
awry here
20.
for Stevenson. Again, you might say, well, no great damage done. It's on the Van den Bergh throw, but if it keeps on going like this now...
Well, if he'd have stuck in a 140 from 219, it would have been very different. But double 10 will make all the difference for Dimitri. It's not in yet. Now it is.
Game
Use
shot
that start to
play.
perfection.
Dimitri Van den Bergh.
Gets his lead back.
Flex Simon to throw
And
first.
this is a very good
Game
contest. And what has been a very loud Austrian open darts for a Friday night. Back comes the Plymouth man.
140.
Yeah, frustration with that last dart. Pulled it very low.
We mentioned Simon Stevenson, who he beat in qualifying.
60.
Well, Dimitri Van den Bergh last week at the European qualifiers had a close call with Mike Langendorf, 6-5 there. Dirk van Dijvenbode,
60.
6-2, and beat Dennis Verhagen. Dennis Verhagen or Dennis Verhagen?
Either way. Well, no,
6-3.
not either way at all, but I'll let you say whatever.
I think it's Dennis Verhagen.
140.
Right now it's 301 each, and we're on the edge of our seats because this has been very good. Simon Stevenson cannot afford
100.
any slack darts because Dimitri's ready to pounce. And now he's got that lead back. If he can win this leg, he will then throw for the match.
Just the one match so far today going the distance. That was the Adam Hunt's Cameron Menzies tussle, which Menzies led 2-0. Hunt led 4-2, went back to 5-5. In the end, Adam Hunt's seeing off his roommate
121.
in the decider. Stevenson down to 80. Van den Bergh, though, with the opportunity for a big finish here that would really put the cat amongst the pigeons, but Stevenson will be back at 80 to level the match once again.
93. Simon, you require
3
80.
times in this tournament for Simon Stevenson. He's got the ladder shot again. 20, a little higher. Right to the top of the ladder is Chops. And he gets it again.
To the A flag.
Should call him the ladder man, not the mirror man.
Fleck Dimitri to throw first.
4-4.
Game on.
Sometimes the averages don't tell the full story. We've had a missed 9-dart leg on double 12 from Dimitri. The curse lives on. 2 ladder shots from Simon Stevenson where he went 20-20 in tops. What will happen as the plot thickens in this match?
125.
Yeah, and as I say, in the first 2 legs, he didn't have a dart at a double as well. So Stevenson, that was, by the way. So
impressive stuff wherever you look. But Simon Stevenson, all his winning legs, 15 and better.
100.
That's where you want to be.
now it's some 40 here or more, and Stevenson would be very much in the forefront of the running, and he's got the 180 as well. Real pressure now on Dimitri Van den Bergh.
Indeed there is. Look at those checkout stats for Simon Stevenson, 80%. That is absolutely sky high.
140.
Good reply from Dimmy, forcing Stevenson to find more trebles. That's a good guide for him, you know. He can just land it on top.
Just a bit too much.
60.
And 60 after
Dimitri
the 180, and
You'll be disappointed.
that'll be a huge disappointment. He's down to 136. Van den Bergh looking at 140. Let's face it, though, Stevenson took out that 127 to level the match at 3 apiece.
120.
Well,
Simon, you require
is that a 127?
136.
Can he hit a tricky at 136?
No, he can't. Not on this occasion, anyway.
45.
Yeah, losing his way now after
Dimitri, you
that
require 20.
promising 180 that potentially set things up for him.
5-4 coming up if Dimitri can hit double 10. Slide to the left. Gets it. 5-4 in front.
Dimitri Van den Bergh.
And Dimitri
Fleck
visibly
Simon to
trying to
throw
keep
first.
himself together,
Game
not
on.
try and show too much passion, but he wants this. He knows that it's very winnable this weekend with no Van Gerwen here. Could this be his time? And the person
140.
who added the German Darts Open to his list of titles, his first senior PDC ranking event, Maxop, we'll see in the next match. But Dimitri wants to be part of that elite group now.
140.
Sun 40 plays at Sun 40. The winner of this to face Benito van der Pas in round 2 tomorrow. The number 14 seed lying in wait for the winner of this one. Will it be Stevenson or will it be Dimitri van den Bergh, the world youth champion?
25.
On the evidence of that last visit, it may well be that it's advantage van den Bergh here on the Stevenson throw. Can he fully capitalise on that visit by Stevenson?
Well, he moves to the left because he wants to slide down that barrel.
60.
Doesn't find it. So it's as you were. Simon Stevenson still has the darts. But he's struggling to find his range when it's getting a bit edgy up there.
60.
Too many steady 60s and a few odd mistakes are starting to cost him. The pressure is mounting. One big score from Dimitri could tell here.
140.
Maybe, just maybe, van den Bergh is closing in. Stevenson needs a significant visit here. He certainly needs a treble now.
60.
And he's not got one.
161.
And van den Bergh has a little bit of breathing space here. Would love to take this out at the first time of asking, but doesn't need to be too aggressive anyway. But he won't get the opportunity right now, but he will be back. But what will he be facing when
90.
he returns? 71 is the answer.
Minimum a ton. 180 would be beautiful. 140 he'll take.
100.
That was the bare minimum.
Dimitri requires
A
71.
two-darter left, but now he's got to rely on a mistake from van den Bergh.
Treble 17, I imagine, here.
Or treble 13, perhaps.
He's gone treble 13 to leave double 16. And again, taking his time. 2 darts in hand then for van den Bergh. He only
And
needs
the
one.
match, Dimitri van den Bergh.
An important break in the 10th leg, and he overcomes the very stubborn challenge of Simon Stevenson to secure his place in round 2 and set up that meeting with Benito van der Pas, the number 14 seed. Lots to admire about Dimitri van den Bergh. The near miss as far as the 9-dart finish is concerned. The 10-dart leg, though, really set the tone. Stevenson clawed his way back, and special mention for that 1-2-7 checkout to level things up at 3 apiece. But Dimitri van den Bergh coming through a very tough opening encounter here against the 46-year-old from Plymouth. We will see more of the world youth champion later this weekend, and also later tonight we'll see the former world youth champion Maxop, winner in Saarbrücken last weekend. What's left in his locker as he begins his campaign here in Graz? Stephen Burton is his opponent
Well done,
in our
Dimitri.
next match.
Yeah, Dreammaker, it still goes on and on. Had to concentrate, had to keep on top of it. Played absolutely lovely, well done. What keeps you going?
What keeps me going? Well, I'm not the number 1 of the world yet, so that keeps me definitely going. Putting the hours in, putting the preparation in the full thing. Not just the practice on the dartboard, but also keeping the body healthy. And of course, healthy food. And well, I give my best every game from the beginning till the end.
So it's always good to have a tough game to start with, because it tends to make you sharper. Did you find that?
Definitely. I don't know why I still just had to fight all the time, but I think that Steven, every chance that he got on a double, he just took it. Even if I asked the question, he gave me the answer. So I just had to get my head back down, focus on my game, my rhythm, and especially my belief. And as my tattoo says, following my dream. That's what I did.
But the beauty is you can follow your dream again tomorrow. Through to the next round. Ladies and gentlemen, Dimitri van den Bergh.